Elisha walked the dusty road leading to Bethel, the sun beating down upon his head. He was no longer a young man. His mentor, Elijah, had been taken up into heaven in a whirlwind, and the mantle of prophecy now rested on him. He carried the burden of leading God's people, performing miracles, and speaking truth in a land that often rejected it. But on this particular day, Elisha was about to encounter a group of young men who had no regard for the power of God or the consequences of their words. As he neared the town, a gang of youths, rowdy, disrespectful, and full of arrogance, spotted him from a distance. They had heard of Elisha, the prophet who had parted the Jordan River and purified the waters of Jericho. But to them, he was just an old, bald man. They saw an opportunity to mock, to ridicule, and to entertain themselves at his expense. One of them smirked, nudged his friend, and shouted, "Hey, Baldy, where's your hair?" The others laughed. Another voice joined in, "Go up, Baldy, go up." The taunt was not just an insult to Elisha's appearance. It was a mocking reference to his master, Elijah, who had ascended to heaven. It was as if they were saying, "If you're such a great prophet, why don't you disappear like Elijah did?" The mockery grew louder, their voices full of scorn. They had no fear of God, no respect for his chosen servant. Their words were filled with arrogance, and their laughter echoed through the trees. Elisha stopped. He turned to face them, his expression firm and unshaken. These were not just harmless boys teasing an old man. These were young men, fully aware of their words, intentionally dishonoring God's prophet. The weight of their mockery was not against Elisha alone, but against the one who had sent him. And Elisha, filled with righteous indignation, spoke a curse upon them in the name of the Lord. The wind stirred, the laughter faded, a stillness settled over the road. Then, from the depths of the forest, a rustling sound broke the silence. The snapping of twigs, the movement of something large. Then another. Two massive female bears emerged, their dark eyes scanning the landscape, their nostrils flaring as they caught the scent of fear. The young men, moments ago so bold, now found terror gripping their hearts. They turned to run, but the bears were faster. Chaos erupted as the mighty beasts charged forward, their powerful limbs tearing through the earth. Screams filled the air. The gang scattered, their arrogance vanishing in an instant. Some tripped, others stumbled, but the bears did not stop. They struck with ferocity, mauling 42 of them before vanishing back into the forest, leaving a trail of destruction behind. Silence fell once more. The road that had moments ago echoed with mockery now lay still, a sobering reminder of what had happened. The survivors, trembling, fled to Bethel, their lips sealed in fear and awe. Elisha, without a word, turned and continued his journey. There was no satisfaction in what had happened, only the weight of a lesson learned. Disrespecting a prophet was no small thing, for it was a rejection of God himself. This story is not just about punishment, it is about reverence. The young men had spoken carelessly, without regard for who they were mocking. They did not fear God, and in their arrogance, they brought judgment upon themselves. Elisha's journey continued, and the people of Israel would soon witness the great miracles that would mark his ministry, healing the sick, multiplying oil, and even raising the dead. But for those who had mocked him on the road to Bethel, their fate was sealed by their own words. This story serves as a reminder that our words have power, and that reverence for God and his servants is not something to be taken lightly. Elisha was not just a bald man walking down a road. He was a prophet, chosen and empowered by God. And on that day, the young men learned, in the most terrifying way possible, that God is not to be mocked. Would you have dared to insult a prophet of God? Or would you have stood in awe of the power that guided him? Let this story serve as a warning. Words matter, and when spoken against the things of God, they can carry consequences far beyond what we expect.